Everyone knows Eritrea has its challenges, but there's one crisis that's quietly grown for over a decade, affecting young couples, families, students, returnees, and even the most loyal supporters of the government. We're talking about housing. Yes, this issue is so universally felt that even Eritreans who rarely speak up, including ardent government supporters, agree. The situation is unacceptable. And they're right. Asmara, the capital of Eritrea, known for its stunning Art Deco architecture and charming skyline, holds a painful secret behind its quiet streets and serene views. It is quietly suffocating under one of the most prolonged and devastating housing crises in all of Africa. This is not just an economic issue. It's a social one, it's a human one, and it's breaking the back of a nation. To understand how we got here, we need to look back. After independence, there was progress. The government built neighborhoods, Sambal, Kahawata, and for a time the city grew. But then something changed. By the early 2010s, the construction cranes disappeared. The permits dried up. The city stopped expanding, even as its people kept coming. Yes, a few old government-initiated housing projects which had been in limbo for decades were finally completed. But beyond that, there's been no wave of construction, no visible change in skyline, no signs of growth. We're not exaggerating. In the last 10 years, housing starts in Asmara have been almost non-existent. A few delayed projects were completed recently, but no new initiatives are being launched. Not by the government, and not by private citizens, because they're not allowed. Yes, the government has placed tight restrictions on private construction. It's not just that the state isn't building, it's that you can't either. And this is happening in a city with a young population where thousands of families need new homes every year. It's a time bomb ticking quietly. Young couples are marrying and starting families, but without new housing, most are stuck living with their parents. Some couples are living apart entirely. The husband lives with his family, the wife with hers. In some cases, they have children while still living separately. A normal family life is out of reach. The idea of independence, of building a life together, has become an unattainable dream. This isn't about luxury, it's about dignity. The government often blames international sanctions for the economic hardships and housing paralysis. And yes, sanctions can have serious consequences. But let's dig deeper. Eritrea had already restricted imports of construction materials long before any major sanctions were imposed. Cement, steel, and tools were blocked from private markets by internal policy, not foreign pressure. Even after UN sanctions were lifted in 2018, the restrictions stayed. Building permits were still nearly impossible to obtain. New projects were still halted. So the real question is, why maintain these policies when the blockade is gone? Eritreans in the diaspora are not just dreamers, they are doers. Across the African continent, from Juba to Lusaka, Eritrean investors have built hotels, office towers, apartment complexes. They have the capital, they have the networks, and they are emotionally invested in their homeland. Many would gladly invest in Eritrea if allowed, but they aren't allowed. The government does not issue permits to private builders, not to locals, not to diaspora. Even those with full funding and logistics in place are turned away. Here's where it gets even more baffling. Eritreans are among the most entrepreneurial communities in Africa. In Uganda, South Sudan, Kenya, Angola, you'll find Eritrean investors building entire complexes, hotels, malls, and apartment blocks. So why not at home? Why won't the Eritrean government let its own people build houses in Asmara? Why? The official answer is sanctions. That foreign restrictions make it impossible. Sanctions do affect trade, banking, and access to international finance. That's true. But the housing issue? It doesn't need IMF loans or foreign donors. Thousands of Eritreans in the diaspora are ready to invest without asking a single dollar from the government. All they need is permission, a license, a plot of land, a fair process. That's it. The irony? Many of them are already sending remittances, hard currency that props up the entire economy. So why not let them build with it too? Sanctions don't ban cement. They don't stop the government from issuing permits. The truth is simpler and sadder. This is about control. Control over land, over foreign currency, over people. Remittances from the diaspora are Eritrea's lifeline, and the government, through its rigid exchange system, decides where every dollar goes. Allowing private construction would mean losing that grip. It would mean Eritreans, not the state, deciding how their money is spent. And that is a risk the government refuses to take. But at what cost? The housing freeze isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's tearing families apart. Parents work abroad for years just to afford rent back home. Young professionals leave, not because they want to, but because they have no future. The economy bleeds potential. Thousands of jobs in construction, trades, and materials that will never exist. Billions in diaspora investment that will never come. This crisis isn't just in the numbers, it's in the stories. Young men who delay marriage. Women who raise children alone under their own parents' roof because there's no home to unite the family. Parents watching their kids grow older under their roof with no exit in sight. The Eritrean press doesn't cover this. Social media is too distracted with petty insults and endless drama, while real issues like families being torn apart by a housing crisis get ignored. But every family in Asmara knows the truth. Eritrea is falling behind its neighbors. Cities across East Africa are building fast, modernizing quickly, expanding visibly. Eritrea has the talent, it has the diaspora, it has the cultural memory of vibrant building eras. What it lacks is permission. Permission to build, to invest, to dream. This is not a hopeless story. There is a way out. It doesn't require foreign aid or miracles. Just 3 simple changes. First, open the gates. Allow private builders, especially the diaspora, to invest in their own country. Second, unlock the land. Release the empty state-owned plots that sit unused while families beg for space. Third, trust the people. Eritreans are capable. Let communities fund and build their own homes, just as Eritreans have done for generations abroad. This isn't about politics, it's about survival. A nation cannot thrive when its people cannot put down roots. A government cannot claim to protect its citizens while denying them the most basic human need, shelter. The question now is not whether Eritrea can solve this crisis, but whether those in power will finally let it. Imagine if tomorrow, the policy changed. Imagine if the government opened the door for controlled, transparent private sector housing. Plots released, materials imported, diaspora capital welcomed. Asmara is waiting. Its people are ready. The money is there. The skills are there. You'd see cranes on the skyline again. You'd see young couples move out and move in. You'd see families living together, not apart. And you'd see a city not stuck in time, but growing, breathing, living. This isn't about politics. This is about dignity. A home is the most basic unit of stability. When that's taken away, everything else begins to collapse. It's time to talk about it. It's time to change it. Let Eritreans build. If this message resonates with you, share it, like it. Leave a comment with your thoughts or stories. Let's make sure this conversation doesn't stay in the shadows.